Greetings, war boys. Oh, keep it together.
Yeah, we did not know she was gonna do that. Today we are talking about Mad Max Fury Road because we all just saw it, and we're drinking the Boston Tea Party tea. Whew, this movie.
I'm gonna just straight up spoil this movie.
All right, everyone, spoiler alert.
Like, go see it, even if some part of it is spoiled for you, because seeing it is the thing.
This could have almost been a silent film, is how much the visual language of the story carries the story.
It was like a grotesque futurist dance met a Turner painting. So obviously there was like a lot of bloodshed with like an accidental feminist core.
The core, maybe not so accidental. Eve Ensler actually did consult on the piece.
Oh.
I've just been like going nuts in my head with this white feminist narrative specifically. In that turn where Charlize is like, no, we have this plan, we're gonna keep going. I've white saviored these women. And they're like, actually, we have to go back. Like, don't forget about all these other people. Like, you thought you could just escape this problem, and other people realized it's not actually escapable in that manner.
I have never seen a woman on camera have her heroic break and have tried so hard. She's tried so hard, you guys, and she fails. She just fails, and she gets down on her knees.
She gets that
and
moment.
And she screams. She just screams.
It's really...
I almost cried, not because she was sad, but because I had never seen it, and it was so cathartic to watch.
I love that moment too, because it gets to be juxtaposed with the 3 failed attempts at heroic moments that Nux gets.
From the beginning, he's painted as a character that's like weaker. He doesn't fit into the system. He's not an ideal.
You were talking about the white feminist narrative. He had such an ally narrative.
Yes.
Right? Of like how to come from this very toxic, he literally comes from a toxic.
Literal toxicity.
Toxic masculinity.
He's being intoxicated intravenously.
And you watch his face return to a normal pallor.
Yeah.
And you watch him become kinder and gentler.
Also, I'm gonna die this heroic death, and I don't care about that. All I care about is the people that I'm saving.
Yeah.
The narrative and his life gave him
autonomy.
something to care about other than himself.
Yeah.
Which is what causes him to have his moment. There's been this focus on the men's rights activists. The accusation from the one men's rights site that actually published this manifesto, they call it radical feminism. If you're going by the rhetorical device that we feminists sometimes use, which is that feminism is the radical idea that women are people, that's a double entendre.
Then yes, it is very radical.
Right.
That is the message of the film.
That is the message of the film, that women are people. On some level, that's really radical, right? Because the women in this film are not in any way at the beginning treated as people. They're treated as things. All they want to do is not have everybody starving and thirsty and dying and eat a fresh fruit or vegetable once in a while. That is the goal of them. And if you're not on their side, if you're on the side of the evil, sick, twisted warlord, then you're just not on the side of humans. That's the extent of the radical feminism of this movie.
And this leads me, I still haven't seen Jupiter Ascending.
I judge her.
She does. But I heard a lot of sort of level 1, level 2 feminist complaints about the idea that Jupiter gets damseled a lot. It's always, I think, a focus on the physicality of damseling, the physically capable of physically rescuing your physical body. I keep saying physical, but I think that's important. Whereas this movie highlights so well the ways in which women may not be trained to be physically capable. These are sex workers, these are breeders, these are women as literal property who don't have those capabilities, but they never stop fighting. Even when one of them has literally nothing in her toolkit but being docile, that is her weapon. Her weapon is being docile to get from point A to point B safely so she can do a task at point B. And she's just like, I will come back with you, yes! Like, that's what she has. That's it. That's all she has. But she's using that to fight.
At some points, just using the most valued part of their bodies as a shield. And
She
someone
just-
values that baby and is not going to hurt her or this baby specifically.
You don't have to fight physically, and you might not always have the physical strength to fight, but you can have goals and needs and fight for them and strive for them. With everything that you do have and every part of your being is fighting for that thing, you're not damseled. You're not just a thing. You're not a sexy lamp in a tower.
Yeah, just waiting for someone to rescue you. Ho-hum!
You're affecting change in some way, even if it's not, coming out guns blazing. That's not everyone's character. So finally we get to move past this strong female character, sexism is over moment. Thank you, Kate Beaton. We get this variety.
I have a lot of male friends who love this movie. Just straight up love it. And that's because it's a good movie. Part of the reason it's a good movie is that the women are people. That's the thing.
Imagine if all your characters were well-rounded, interesting characters.
And it didn't take that much. This is an action movie where plot comes second to like huge explosions and car chases. And yet, there was room to make the women people, and the movie is better for it. It's a perfect argument for why there's no excuse anymore to have two-dimensional women of whatever size role you're talking about, because there's some women in this movie that only have 1 or 2 lines, and yet they are still fully realized.
There was a woman who had almost no lines, and because this is a shoot, people are shot, so some people die, and when she died, there was a chorus of people that were just like, oh, like that had already become like a third of the audience favorite character, and she'd said like 2 things. Read, elect, supply with an army.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
I would really love to resurrect Splendid and give her an army.
I would like
Furiosa.
Toast. No, Toast.
Toast.
Wait, which one's Toast?
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, yeah!
She's the smart one,
Yeah.
and she's the one who can do a lot with democratically elected power, I think. Toast. President Toast.
She was the first one to figure. She also has the most snark. I can see why you would want to. The Dag and the Keeper of the Seeds, a joint horticultural novel.
Yeah.
Yes,
Totally.
I would read that.
Yeah.
And part history of the green place.
Of many
Land
mothers.
of
The
many
Green Land of
mothers.
Many Mothers.
Yeah.
On that point, the MRAs have a point. The movie does pretty explicitly say that a matriarchy would be better than what they have.
On that bombshell.